Hello. Okay, now I'm going to present about the export and import presentation slide. Okay, my name is Purvishwa and my metric number is 30ELS22F2001. Okay, first explain the agency involved in handling export and import activities. Okay, first Ministry of International Trade and Industry MITI, Malaysian Investment Development Authority MIDA, Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Service MACUS, Royal Malaysian Customs Department. Okay, for the Ministry of International Trade and Industry MITI, interpret roles of the agencies lah. So okay, first role is Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation MATRADE. For the MATRADE promotes Malaysian exports by providing market insights, organizing trade missions, and connecting business with international buyers. It also offers advisory service, export financing assistance, and helps business expand globally through trade expedition. Second role is Royal Malaysian Customs Department (RMCD). The RMCD enforces customs laws, collects import-export duties, and ensures compliance with trade regulations. It facilitates trade by inspecting goods, managing permits, and providing trade data that supports policy making and business decision. Okay, for the third role, Malaysia Investment Development Authority (MIDA). MIDA attracts foreign investment and promotes export-driven industry by offering incentives and support. It helps boost Malaysia's competitiveness in global markets by fostering industrial growth focused on manufacturing goods for export. Okay, for the Ministry of International Trade and Industry lah, MITI. Okay, describe the rules and regulations pertaining to procedure for export and import activities. MITI regulates export and imports in Malaysia by requiring permits and license for certain goods such as restricted items. Exporters must submit an export declaration to customs, while importers must declare goods through customs declaration forms. MITI ensures compliance with national policies and international trade rules, requiring necessary documentation like invoices and certificates of origin for smooth customs clearance. Okay, this one is the second. Malaysian Investment Development Authority (MIDA) interpret rules of agencies. First is investment promotion and facilitations. MIDA attracts both domestic and foreign investment by organizing promotional events and providing guidance on regulatory process, making it easier for investors to establish business in Malaysia. Second, in investment incentive and support. MIDA administers government incentives like tax exemptions and grants to reduce costs for investors, helping them access financial benefits and promoting investment in priority sectors. Third, in industrial development. MIDA fosters growth in key industries such as electronics, automotive, and biotechnology by supporting infrastructure development, technological upgrades, and productivity improvement in Malaysia industrial sectors. Okay, for the Malaysian Investment Development Authority (MIDA), describe the rules of regulations pertaining to procedure for export and import activities. MIDA, Malaysian Investment Development Authority, oversees and facilitates Malaysia export and import activities, ensuring compliance with regulations and promoting investment in export-oriented industries. It works with government agencies like MITI and Customs to manage import permits, custom declaration, tariffs, and trade incentives. MIDA also helps business take advantage of free trade agreements, FTAs, and industrial zones. Additionally, it enforces compliance with international trade standards, product certification, and anti-dumping regulation to ensure smooth trade operation. Okay, the third one is Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Service (MACUS). Interprets roles of the agencies. First is quarantine inspection. MACUS conducts inspection of imported and export goods, particularly agriculture products, plant, animals, and food items, to prevent the entry pest, disease, and harmful contaminants into the country. This includes ensuring that products meet the required phytosanitary and veterinary standards. Second one is certification and permits. MAQIS issues permits and certificates for the import and export of goods that are subject to quarantine regulation. This includes phytosanitary certificates for plants, animal health certificates for livestock and other necessary documents to ensure compliance with national and international trade regulation. Third one is monitoring and surveillance. MACUS monitors and enforces regulation regarding the movement of goods to ensure the quarantine risks are minimized. This involves regular surveillance of ports, airports, and other entry points, as well as conducting checks on goods during transport and at border facilities. Okay, Nation Quarantine and Inspection Service MACUS. Describe the rules and regulation pertaining to procedure for export and import activities. MACUS regulates the import and export for agricultural products, animals, and goods to protect Malaysia's agriculture and public health. It requires permits and certificates to inspect goods at entry points and enforce quarantine standards to prevent pests and disease. MACUS also ensure compliance with the international trade regulations and provide guidance on proper documentation. Okay, for the fourth, Royal Malaysian Customs Department. Interpreted roles of agencies. First one is Customs Enforcement and Compliance. RMCD ensure that all goods imported into or exported from Malaysia comply with the country customs laws and regulations. This includes verifying the classification, valuation, and origin of goods, ensure that tariffs, duties, and taxes are properly applied. Second is revenue collection. RMCD is responsible for the collection of customs duties, excise taxes, and other related revenues on goods imported into the country. This is essential for government revenue generation and maintaining fiscal discipline. Third one is facilitating trade. The department aims to facilitate smooth and efficient trade by simplifying customers' procedure, offering e-service, and ensuring that business can comply with regulation with minimal delays. This includes customs clearance process and the data implementation of trade facilitation programs. Okay, for the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, describe the rules and regulation pertaining to procedure for export and import activities. The Royal Malaysian Customs Department (RMCD) regulates import and export activities by ensuring compliance with customs laws. Importers and exporters must submit declaration and relevant documents for clearance, with duties and taxes applied based on product classification. RMCD enforces rules on goods, valuation, origin restriction, use risk management for inspections, and applies anti-dumping measures. It also streamlines procedures, offers e-service, and aligns with the international trade standards to facilitate smooth trade. Okay, for the conclusion and recommendation, export and import are vital for global economic growth, enabling business to access international markets and diversify their product offerings. Successful trade requires coordination across several key agencies, including customs authorized ministries, a trade of export promotion bodies, financial institutions, and logistic companies. This agency ensures and complies with regulation, facilitates smooth cross-border transactions, and manage the logistics of moving goods. To enhance trade efficiency, government should invest in infrastructure, promote technology adoption, improve trade education, and encourage international collaboration. Business should also diversify markets and adopt sustainable practices to stay competitive and mitigate risks. Together, these efforts can streamline global trade, reduce costs, and boost economic development. Thank you.